So for many of you instructors that are teaching online or are considering teaching online during this current period, there is a challenge, and the challenge is beyond just the obvious about how do we maintain students' motivation, how do we understand to use the technology in the best way, how do we set up our training environment so that students can see us well and that we can see them well, and so on. Those things are a given. But what I'm talking about is, what are we doing in our training as this time in social isolation continues to increase? To start with, students were just very happy to connect with their instructors or other instructors and just to be training. And for instructors such as us to be doing the same, for us to be connecting with our students and still have some momentum and to continue to work on particular skills. But the question then becomes, well, what do we continue to do in the online environment the longer we progress in it? Is it merely just about keeping a particular level, maintaining a particular standard until we get back into the dojo? Is it about trying to teach students new skills so that they're in a development phase, so when they come back into the dojo they can consolidate on it? Are there particular members in your dojos who are quite advanced where you were trying to refine certain skills? You were trying to take them to an expert level, and in this particular environment you want to ensure that you continue to refine and maintain or further develop that expert level. So these are the sorts of things that some of you may wish to consider, because it can help plan your training not only from lesson to lesson, but over an entire period, over a period or a month or two. If your goal is around maintaining the particular level they're at, then that training looks really, really different to the kind of training you would be doing if you're trying to develop a new skill or you're trying to enhance it and refine it further. And partly, whether you decide to keep people in a maintenance phase or whether you try to bring in and develop new skills or to refine new skills is going to depend A, on what are the students' capabilities and their level, and where were they at in their own development at the time. 2, where is your development at as an instructor in terms of your confidence and your ability to be working at those different levels. You can, even during this time and this period, to actually phase it where you're going to have some development phase where you're going to be working up new skills. But at the same time, you're going to be working on trying to maintain a certain level of skills and a certain standard. And for others, you may be working on some kind of refinement or expert type of skills. Whatever the combination, it's entirely up to you, and you know best with your members and also where your level is at. But if you're scrambling around going, well, what am I supposed to be doing in my training in terms of kind of a macro broad vision, you may really want to be asking yourself those 3 central questions. Am I wanting to work on development? So working on a new skill. Am I wanting to maintain a particular level? Am I wanting to refine and further enhance existing skills? For some of you, it's going to be a combination of those things. But in an online environment, it's very hard to work all of those things at the same time. So you may wish to consider how you phase your training with your students to be able to touch on those different levels at which students are at and where it is that you want to take them. Development, maintenance, and refinement.